It is everyone's favorite segment, Soundbite. Soundbite is where Steve and I react to different clips of a post-game interview, someone on a podcast, someone just says something or does something interesting that we want to take a listen to. We listen. So, for today's Soundbite, Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show, as he frequently does, and is essentially spreading misinformation about vaccines yet again, challenging Travis Kelce to a debate. It's not a good look. But let's take a look at Aaron Rodgers being stupid.
Mr. Pfizer said he didn't think he would be in a vax war with me.
Oh, boy.
Didn't think he'd be in a vax war with me. This ain't a war, homie. This is just conversation. But if you want to have some sort of duel, debate, have me on the podcast. Come on the show. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Pass it out.
Let's do it like in John Wick 4, right? So we both have a second.
Nice.
Right? So somebody to help us out. I'm going to take my man, RFK Jr.
Okay.
As an independent.
Hell yeah.
Right? And he can have, Tony Fauci or some other pharmacrat, and we can have a conversation about this.
Okay.
That was Aaron Rodgers, who that clip just annoys me on so many levels. There's so many things wrong with it. Steve, if you don't mind, I'd like to go first and share my frustration with the world. So listen, folks. Aaron Rodgers is already a known anti-vaxxer. When the whole COVID thing was going on, he wouldn't get his vaccine. He went for a retreat and self-immunized. We're still not entirely sure what that means or what he did. He goes on in the rest of the video to allude to the fact that pharmaceutical companies are corrupt and there is corruption going on. And this is not, take out the political aspects of it. Take out whether you are pro-vaccine or not, I guess. Aaron Rodgers is one of the more noteworthy athletes of this time and generation. Football players are not very recognizable, same with baseball players, because they wear face equipment that covers their face. I said to Steve the other night, unless you're a Steelers fan, if you threw TJ Watt in the middle of the street, there's a good chance you might not recognize TJ Watt. Like, it's just how it is. But there's a lot of non-football fans who know who Aaron Rodgers is just by looking at him. They might not even know what team he plays for, but they can look and say, that's Aaron Rodgers. For him to go on a nationally broadcasted podcast, such as the Pat McAfee show on ESPN, and suggest that Travis Kelce is one at a disadvantage by being given a scientist, and then also alluding to the fact that Travis Kelce is the dumb one by believing in this. And Travis Kelce said nothing to continue this war. He diffused it as best he could. He acknowledged it without getting into it. Like, to put it to bed, he responded because he had to, but didn't re-engage with Aaron Rodgers. And then he brings it right back and tries to get on this big thing. And he goes to say about, about being pharmacrats, and which then, by saying that, then you're including Democrats and Republicans, making it a bigger divide than what the initial conversation and topic already was. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look for anybody that Aaron Rodgers is out here spreading misinformation and making the whole topic look like a joke. And if you're someone who is that misinformed or uninformed, and you see Aaron Rodgers, or you're going to assume knows what he's talking about because he's a celebrity, that's what you think, it's just not good. It's not a good look for anybody. Nobody benefits from this. There's better ways it could have been handled, and the best thing Travis Kelce can do is nothing. I want no worse from Travis Kelce. Bravo to Pat McAfee for how he handled it by keeping it light and not engaging with Aaron Rodgers, but just poor decisions. It's not good.
Comments like this from Aaron Rodgers are not something that surprise me anymore, because this is the same man that on the Pat McAfee show said that since his Achilles tear, part of his recovery is listening to dolphin sounds when they orgasm. So, Aaron Rodgers is a weird dude. when he was going to decide if he was going to retire or not, he went to a darkness retreat where you literally are in a house for a week with no lights, no electricity, nothing, darkness. That's it. Aaron Rodgers and Kyrie Irving are not that much different from each other. I told you that last night. I think it's even more of a solid comparison today after I slept on it. Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy that, you're right, he's very recognizable. So these comments are things that I think do not look good in the eye of public perception, but also he's starting to become that guy where he says, a doctor says, well, I think you shouldn't do that. And he says, well, hold on, let me go do my own research first, and I'll let you know if it's true or not. You're not a doctor. You're a football player who has been plastered in the head a few too many times. And clearly now you think you're a doctor. You think that you know better than all of these people that have given all of these recommendations. And then to personally attack a guy for what?
And here's the thing that makes Aaron Rodgers a little bit more dangerous than Kyrie Irving is that I think Kyrie Irving, even though he's misinformed, I think it comes from a good place of he really is trying to do better and he thinks he's being a better person and he thinks he's enlightened and all these things. But Aaron Rodgers is like